we should probably end it.
Dude, I have such a good story.
End it on the story. End it on the story. End it on the story.
It's a long story.
Are we doing an after show? We did a whole keynote.
Don't listen to Garrett.
End the story. End it on the story.
All right.
Let's end it on the story. Sean will appreciate it.
It's a story about parking.
I hate parking.
All right, hear it.
So, hey, has this ever happened to you guys? Maybe not. But if you live on a street and somebody parks in front of your house,
Oh, yeah.
that's your parking spot.
No.
It's your house.
Legally, though?
Legally, no.
Legally, no. But just
If
etiquette,
I don't have an
courtesy.
assigned spot, I will try to park in
try.
front of my house. Yes,
But if it's taken
But if
by
it's
someone
taken,
else.
I don't. It doesn't like irk me one way or another.
Well,
If they're
all right.
still parking on the rest of the street.
I live on a street where it's my house, and then there's a neighbor, and then there's a third house, and that's the end of the block.
Okay.
Next to my house is an alleyway. On the other side of the alleyway is a taco shop and a parking lot. Across the street from me is a church with a parking lot. And then, you know, I have these two neighbors. Across the street from them is an apartment complex. And then, you know, on the end,
Give your address so they can look it up.
on the end of the block is
They can see it.
Google
is
Maps,
a-
Eric.
is the parking lot for the apartment complex. And I have found that there is between the church, the fucking taco shop, the apartment complex, there's always somebody parked in front of my door. And I like the convenience of parking in front of my door. But you know what? You're right. It's public parking.
It's kind of annoying.
It's public parking.
If it's
be
always
annoyed by
taken, though, I'd be annoyed.
Yeah,
if I never
always
get
taken.
it.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Lately, there has been specifically 2 cars that park there, and then they are there for days at a time.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
talking,
Oh, you can't do
I'm
that.
talking
That's way different.
4 or 5 days.
Now,
Sometimes over a week. And I'm serious.
Call
I'm not
cops.
exaggerating. One car will be parked in front of my front door for a week straight. Every day I come home looking for, I'm going to park in front of my door, walk into my house. It's the same fucking car. And I'm thinking, you can't just leave your car here.
now I just wanted to say, somebody said in the chat, too, yeah, and I know this from personal
It is
experience.
72 hours.
It's 72 hours. Yeah, you could, the
and,
cops can
and
do
they're
something
going
about
over
it.
it. And I don't want to call the cops, but there has been an instance where a car was parked across the street from me for over a month.
Yeah.
And I called the cops on them. And because not that I thought they were breaking the law, but I legitimately thought the car was abandoned. And I was thinking, well, if your car's, there was shit all over it from a tree, like birds were shitting all over it.
Oh, yeah.
The window had become cracked because they just weren't moving it, and like stuff from the tree had hit the window and it got cracked. So I called the cops and I was like, you know, this car's been here for a month. I think it's been abandoned. Can you come check it out? And as soon as they left a ticket on it, these 2 guys came out of nowhere with like scrubbers and cleaned the car up and towed it away, like to the back of a pickup truck. And I just thought, like, oh, so you knew your car was here and you just left it here for over 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People are lazy as fuck.
Lately, so this past week, I came home and it hit pet peeve level. There was one of these cars that is always parked in front of my house for 4 or 5 days at a time. I recognize the car because there's a Jesus fish on it and a SDSU sticker.
Right.
Local college. They had parked 5 feet from the end of the curb, and then there was a 5-foot gap, and then another car was parked there, and then another 5-foot gap. You could fit 4 cars on this curb, but because 2 morons don't know how to park, they took up the entire street worth of parking on this side. And I saw it and I got pissed off, and the car was there for about 4 or 5 days.
Fuck.
And I finally, you know what? I shouldn't have done this. I wrote a note.
What'd
I
it
wrote
say?
it
Derrick does. I've seen him write many notes in the past.
It was there. Hey, the law is 72 hours.
It's a
It was there
note-taker.
for 4 days, taking up 2 spots.
It's fair.
So I wrote a note on a 3x5 card, and here's what the note said. It said, please do not park your car in 2 spots and leave it here all weekend. Thanks.
Very
very
to the
reasonable.
point
Yeah.
and respectful.
Yeah.
Please. Thanks.
Here's the
Thanks.
problem I have.
I said please and thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're a repeat offender, and they do it all the time. I came back at the end of the day. I put the note on the car. I came back at the end of the day. The car was gone.
Tight.
Nice.
Mission accomplished.
I got my spot back. I parked my car. I came out today. There was a note on my car.
Nice.
I've brought the note with me to the podcast. I would like to show the note to
Hell yeah.
everybody. keep this in mind.
All right.
There was a Jesus fish on this car.
That's Christ-like.
It's very Christ-like. And honestly, I have to hand it to them. It was a very Christ-like note.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
full.
good. You got to go
full,
the Christian way.
Full 8x10. Oh, that's 2 colors. Wait, they took out 2 different colored pens to make that?
Bold red letters, fuck you. Then in parentheses, public parking, smiley face.
Wow.
And then really tiny up here, you probably can't see it, hee hee hee, like a little coy little laugh.
What?
And I just want to think, this is probably how Jesus would handle a parking complaint
Yep.
as well.
Yeah. That's what he said from the cross.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
they did you a favor.
Why is that?
Because next time there's any car that is in your way
Uh-huh.
that is parked there longer than 72 hours,
You call.
you will not hesitate to call the police.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
it.
car fucking move.
That's the
Yeah,
end.
you
That's
know-
the end.
Hey, because you're never going to leave yours there for
You
more than
gotta
72.
get-
You would always move it.
That's a
And
gift.
you know what? I'm just thinking, like, I come
Wow.
and I go to work, I go hang out with my friends. What kind of loser has nowhere to go for 5 days in a row?
Yeah.
True.
What I suspect is, this is really nice handwriting on the public parking. I think it's a lady.
Oh,
Yeah,
This,
that's a
this
woman's
is
handwriting,
this
for
is
sure.
I was going to say
I'm doing some handwriting analysis. I think this is a lady.
this is a girl.
I suspect that she has a boyfriend in the apartment complex across the street.
Yep.
And
Yep.
comes to visit him on the weekends and thinks it's totally cool to park her car in front of my house,
I think so,
take
too.
up 2 spots, and leave it there all weekend and beyond.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
lady, you got to remove the Jesus fish from the back of your car. Maybe I'll go take it
Yeah.
myself.
Remove it for her and
I
bring
should.
it to the podcast.
Yeah, bring it
As a
bring it with
trophy.
us. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
scrape
Hey,
it off.
you know how you can scare the fuck out of anyone who parks in front of your car, your house now?
What?
You have a piece of chalk.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That was hey Derrick, I was gonna say the same.
Oh,
Go
mark their
out.
tires.
Chalk a little line on the tire where
Yeah.
where it goes onto
And
the
then one
ground.
on the road. Yeah.
Yeah. So just put that like chalk on the tire to the ground, and they'll think
That
a
a cop
cop
is checking
is
them
gonna
out.
come by in another half
Yeah,
hour or something
yeah.
to tow you.
Yeah.
I almost, and here's the thing. So today I got this note and I was like, all right. And then I drove because I actually go places in my car. And I drove around the street. They were parked one street over. I found their car. And I almost
fuck
want
with
to
them.
put another note back.
Just put the
In
same
different
note back.
handwriting.
No. I want to be really nice and almost get like a $5 Starbucks gift certificate and be
Yeah.
like, thank you for appreciating the parking situation.
Yeah.
You should-
Kill 'em with kindness.
Christ be with you.
Yeah.
You should.
I
Yeah.
want to, I want to,
Kill 'em with kindness.
100%.
I want to show them WWJD.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's-
There you go.
Give them a real reason. Be like,
Absolutely.
I couldn't help but notice your Jesus fish, and
I don't
I'm
even want to mention
very
that.
all right, all
Just-
right. Yeah,
just
but
say,
I honestly, thanks for understanding the parking situation. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
$5 gift
$5
card.
Keep it vague. You're right.
Absolutely.
Hey Derrick,
Yeah.
end your note with God bless.
yes,
Yeah. God bless.
God bless.
yes,
Yeah.
Hee hee.
not
Anyways.
even just God bless. That is, I will give you the $5. Please do that.
Big bold letters.
That's
Anyway,
worth it.
Thank you
for
everybody
watching.
for watching tonight. We'll end on that note in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
You're gonna go to hell now.
Oh,
Good
it's a
night, and God
beautiful
bless.
Fuck you, public parking.